We often think that UFOs only exist in science fiction movies. But then, a secret buried for thousands of years beneath the stones of the pyramids suddenly emerges. The latest scans reveal objects not of this Earth, hidden deep within the ancient ground. Although scientists have made efforts to explore, no one has been able to explain them. Who hid them? Stay tuned until the end. The enigmatic Great Pyramid. Standing majestically on Egypt's Giza Plateau, the Great Pyramid is not only the last remaining wonder of the ancient world, but also perhaps the most mysterious structure on Earth. This grand edifice has sparked countless speculations about how it was built and what purpose it served over millennia. From the earliest studies, researchers have been amazed at the intricate mathematical knowledge encoded within the Great Pyramid. The precise measurements used in its construction and even its strategic location have drawn deep interest from Egyptologists. One of the most remarkable aspects is the pyramid's nearly perfect alignment with true north, deviating by only 1/360th of a degree, an accuracy that surpasses any ancient or modern structure. Considering this alignment, it becomes fascinating to look back in time, as the Earth's axis has been slowly shifting through a process known as precession. This shift suggests that the Great Pyramid may have been even more accurately aligned with true north when it was completed. Not only is it perfectly aligned with the cardinal points on a compass, but the Great Pyramid's position on the Earth's surface also seems profoundly intentional. Researchers have discovered that if you draw great circles from the pyramid through its cardinal and ordinal directions, these circles pass through more landmass than any other location. This leads to the astonishing conclusion: the Giza Great Pyramid appears to be situated at the exact center of the world's landmass. Geodetic and mathematical sophistication. Based on the precise survey of the Great Pyramid of Giza in 1925, mathematicians and researchers discovered profound connections with geodetic information, which is data related to the measurement and representation of the Earth, encoded in the design of the structure. The level of sophistication in the technology used to construct the pyramid surpasses what we have today. The pyramid did not use the inch unit of the imperial measurement system, but instead utilized the cubit. Remarkably, this cubit is exactly 1/25 millionth of the Earth's polar diameter, meaning the distance from the North Pole to the South Pole divided into 25 million parts perfectly defines the cubit. If measured at the average base length, that is, the actual angles of the structure, it corresponds to 365.24 cubits of the pyramid, aligning exactly with the length of a year, accounting for a quarter of a day. The measurements of the perimeter and width of the pyramid correspond to an exact fraction of both longitude and latitude at the equator, on a scaled basis. This means the pyramid directly corresponds to the equatorial circumference, as well as the distance from the equator to the pole, effectively making it a scaled model of the Northern Hemisphere. Recently, using satellite technology, researchers have identified another advanced formula encoded in the design. The location of the pyramid, when expressed in coordinates, matches exactly with the speed of light traveling in space, measured in meters per second. This is astonishing considering the vast amount of information about the Earth encoded in the Great Pyramid of Giza. These findings cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence. If you find the mysteries of the Great Pyramid of Giza fascinating, please like this post and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing insights into history and science. Ancient tombs and extraterrestrial theories. Across the world, impressive ancient burial structures, such as the Valley of the Kings in Egypt, the magnificent Taj Mahal in India, and the tomb of King Pakal in Palenque, Mexico, date back thousands of years. While mainstream researchers view them simply as final resting places for ancient leaders, a hypothesis arises. Could these sites serve a deeper purpose, possibly related to extraterrestrial beings? Notably, rather than being mere tombs, most of these constructions contain powerful elements of spiritual energy, complex astronomical symbols, and a deep belief in the existence of other realms. If the only purpose was to bury the dead, why is there a prominent presence of concepts about the universe and the metaphysical world? Ancient perspectives regard these places not just as graves, but as connections, stargates, or pathways that allow the souls of the deceased to undertake a journey to the afterlife, a sacred realm, or the cosmos. The core belief of these civilizations is that physical life is merely preparation for a grand destiny that lies beyond ordinary understanding. So, were these gates created not only for traditional spiritual purposes, but also for souls to reunite or connect with gods or cosmic entities, as ancient texts and legends suggest, indicating that this knowledge was passed down from the gods. Proponents of the ancient astronaut theory believe that the answers to these mysteries may be found by decoding the enigmatic ancient Egyptian texts, which may hold clues about the true origins of this extraordinary knowledge and technology. These magnificent tombs are not only remnants of the past, but also an invitation for us to reflect on the potential connections between ancient humanity, the universe, and possibilities that far exceed what we currently know. The sacred scarab and Keerri. In the Egyptian delta, scarab beetles create trails in the sand as they diligently roll their dung balls. Remarkably, biologists only discovered in 2013 that these beetles have an amazing ability to navigate by the light of the Milky Way. What is strange is that thousands of years ago, ancient Egyptian civilizations worshipped scarabs as extremely sacred symbols, representing rebirth and a connection with the Supreme Being, without any scientific knowledge of their cosmic navigational abilities. Scarabs are ubiquitous in Egyptian temples and hieroglyphics, especially at the Karnak Temple, where a giant scarab statue stands majestically next to the sacred pool where pharaohs were crowned. The ancient Egyptians observed the movement of the sun across the sky, similar to the way scarabs move dung balls across the ground, and believed that the god Keerri, often represented as a giant scarab or a man with a scarab head, was the force that propelled the sun across the sky. They viewed the sun as the Eye of Ra, or the sacred flying chariot machine piloted by Keerri, carrying Ra on his daytime journey. From the perspective of ancient astronaut theorists, the Egyptian obsession with scarabs, especially the sometimes humanoid but scarab-headed Keerri, may have been more than just mythological symbolism. They ask, could this have stemmed from actual contact with otherworldly entities that had insect-like appearances or characteristics? The Egyptians were famous for meticulously inscribing their history and beliefs on countless walls. It's possible that the creatures depicted in the reliefs and inscriptions are not mere figments of the imagination, but actually existed in the past. Could the mystery of the scarab and the god Keerri hold clues to an encounter between ancient humans and extraterrestrial beings? What do you think about the connection between scarabs and extraterrestrial beings? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your insights and theories. The Pyramid Texts of Sakara. Located on the west bank of the Nile, about 20 miles south of Cairo, Sakara is one of the oldest and largest burial sites in Egypt. Dominating this vast necropolis is the Pyramid of King Teti, the first king of the 6th dynasty, which was built along with its adjacent mortuary temple over 4,000 years ago. The pyramid is of particular value because it contains the world's oldest religious texts, known as the Pyramid Texts. According to archaeologists, the Pyramid Texts are a collection of ancient Egyptian religious texts dating back to 2400 BC. They include passages about the god Osiris, the ruler of the afterlife, along with detailed descriptions of how to prepare the pharaoh's remains and guide his soul to ascension, or heaven, after death. Ancient astronaut theorists, however, argue that the significance of the pyramid texts extends beyond guiding the pharaoh to the afterlife in the traditional spiritual sense. They believe that the texts also provide specific instructions on how the pharaoh's soul could travel through time, or even to other worlds. Ancient Egyptian civilization held a deep belief that some 25,000 years ago, the gods had lived with them before mysteriously disappearing. The pyramid texts, from the perspective of ancient astronaut theory, suggest that the pharaoh after death had the ability to see these gods, joining them through a form of soul travel to other realms or dimensions. This difference in interpretation turns the pyramid texts from a set of prayers into a set of interdimensional or interplanetary travel guides, opening up the possibility of a completely different understanding of the true purpose of these great monuments and ancient rituals. Osiris and the Jed Pillar. Deep in the ruins of Abydos, about 7 miles west of the Nile, lie the ruins of the Hall of Osiris. This was where thousands of worshippers once gathered to worship the god of the underworld. Osiris is believed to have lived on Earth as an Egyptian pharaoh. While many traditional scholars view it as a symbol of sun worship, the ancient Egyptians believed it was a god who had fallen from the sky. Most ancient astronaut theorists believed that the Egyptian gods were actually visitors from space. However, some question whether Osiris actually existed. One of the most famous stories about Osiris is that he was dismembered into 14 pieces by his jealous brother Seth. His devoted wife Isis traveled far and wide to retrieve the pieces and resurrect him. Many have questioned whether Osiris was not an organic being, but rather a reassembled machine or robot. For ancient alien proponents, the most convincing evidence that Osiris may have been a robot is found in the pyramid texts. In his resurrected form, Osiris is depicted as a pillar, which bears a striking resemblance to the modern Tesla coil. The Jed Pillar is considered a pillar of power. In one sculpture at Abydos, it appears that Isis has her hand on Osiris's back, perhaps illustrating how she manipulates him. Could the story of Osiris be some sort of alien subtext? Do you believe Osiris could have been an alien being or a reassembled machine? If you think there's a possibility, comment yes below. Let's see how many believe in this intriguing theory. Evidence of extraterrestrial encounters. In addition to the mysterious texts and theories from ancient times, scientists have pointed to evidence that defies conventional explanations. Consider the greater precision seen in the cuts and angles of large stone blocks, such as those found in the Aswan quarries, or the massive granite sarcophagi inside the pyramids. How could such incredible cuts be made using only rudimentary tools? The question remains unanswered. Then there's the moving and placing of multi-ton blocks, sometimes hundreds of feet in the air. This is difficult to accomplish with modern technology and engineering. Could it be that extraterrestrial forces were involved in the construction of the pyramids? Some even look to controversial artifacts, such as the Sakara bird, which they argue is not a mere decorative bird, but a model representing unsolved mysteries. The complex geodetic and astronomical data encoded inside the Great Pyramid, as mentioned earlier, is considered evidence in itself. How did the ancient Egyptians possess such precise knowledge of the size of the Earth and celestial mechanics without such advanced tools? It's difficult to imagine how they did it. Together, we have explored the shocking mysteries of the ancient Egyptian pyramids. From the extraordinary precision in architecture, the cryptic symbols, to the ancient texts decoded in a new way, all reveal the possibility of a history that is not what we think. Were the gods that the ancient Egyptians worshipped actually aliens, carrying knowledge and technology beyond time to build the pyramids? What do you think about this evidence? Are we missing a shocking truth about the origin of Egyptian civilization and humanity's place in the universe? Comment your thoughts below. If you find this video interesting and want to join us in uncovering the greatest mysteries of history, don't hesitate to like, share with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel to update the latest videos.